Let's talk about that profound, unsettling feeling a lot of us get right in the middle of our lives.
It doesn't start with a bang. It's just a quiet, unnerving question that pops into your head. You see, you're not starting a midlife crisis. The scary part is realizing you're already in one.
The career's set, the kids are growing, the house is bought. That whole first half of life project is mostly none.
So why does it feel so weird? To get it, we gotta look at the map you've been following.
Since we were kids, society basically hands us a playbook. We can call it the life script. And for decades, that script gives you a clear purpose, a path that's easy to follow.
You're so busy building and checking off boxes, there's no time for the really deep questions.
You followed that map and you made it to the destination. But now, the map's just gone.
This feeling isn't just a little shift. No, it's more like a psychological earthquake. The very foundation that defined who you are just dissolves, and you're kind of left in a free fall.
And then, a worse thought hits you. What if that map was never really yours to begin with?
This is way more than just being bored. It's a real, full-blown identity crisis.
All those roles that used to define you now feel like old costumes you've worn too long.
You've been playing those parts for so long, you've almost forgotten who you are underneath. For the first time, you have to ask a raw question. If I'm not these roles, who am I?
That quiet, kind of terrifying empty space? That's the crucible. It's the space between two scripts.
It might feel empty, sure, but you could also see it as a completely blank page.
For many, it feels like a personal psychological earthquake.
So what really triggers this thing? Is it just random, or is there something more to it?
Well, turns out it's a predictable collision of some pretty powerful forces right in midlife. Okay, clue number 1. It all starts with a huge shift in how we see time itself. We stop thinking about time since birth and start obsessing over time left to live.
All of a sudden, the future isn't endless anymore. It's a resource that's actually running out.
This is like a biological alarm clock going off, creating this frantic new sense of urgency.
And to make things worse, there's clue number 2, the famous U-bend of happiness.
Studies from all over the world show our happiness hits its absolute lowest in our late 40s.
And here's the kicker. This low point hits right when life's pressures are at their absolute peak.
You're juggling career pressure, money stress, maybe kids, and even aging parents all at once. Which brings us to our third clue, and this one's a paradox. It often hits successful people hardest.
You've achieved your goals, you've made it, only to ask yourself this one haunting question. It's that moment you realize the career and the house didn't deliver the happiness they promised. This isn't about failure. This is the winner realizing the prize they fought so hard for feels hollow.
So you have these three forces, and they all collide to create a perfect psychological storm.
Your new awareness of time collides with peak pressure and that feeling of hollow success.
The result is a nasty psychological trap. Researchers actually call it the tyranny of the timeline.
I mean, this quote just says it all. You feel totally and completely trapped.
Forget the clichés. Let's look at what's really going on with the midlife crisis.
So that red sports car? It's not the crisis, it's a clumsy attempt to solve it.
The sports car, the affair, those are just symptoms. The real disease, the pressure of a false self.
So it's not really a crisis. It's more like a rebellion of your authentic self.
Think of it as a psychological jailbreak. It's chaotic, often destructive, but totally necessary. And this whole thing is fueled by this urgent feeling, you know? If I don't do it now, I never will.
All that pressure actually triggers a regression. You start acting, well, like a teenager again.
It's basically a second adolescence. You're finding an identity separate from the responsible adult.
So these aren't just selfish acts. They're actually symbolic acts of defiance.
The affair? That's a rebellion against a marriage that's become passionless and dutiful.
That new job? It's a rebellion against a career that's literally starving the soul.
And yeah, the sports car. It's a rebellion against a life that's just too predictable. Every single one of these is a desperate attempt to feel something real again.
But you have to ask, is any of this rebellion actually constructive?
Well, the problem is, it's all planned with, like, teenage emotional intelligence. It's raw and reactive.
It's basically like trying to perform surgery on your own life with a chainsaw.
Your mind is at war with itself, and that creates some serious collateral damage.
You end up burning down things that maybe just needed a renovation, not demolition.
This really gets to the heart of it. It's this intense, chaotic moment, but it can't last.
Think of it like a forest fire. It can clear the way for new growth, or just leave destruction.
So you get to this peak moment, this fork in the road, and you have to make a choice.
And it really all boils down to this one question. Are you going to destroy or reconstruct?
Okay, let's look at path number 1. This is the one most people take, and it usually fails.
The big mistake here? Trying to solve an inside problem with outside solutions just doesn't work. And this is where you get all those clichés, right? Blaming everyone else, buying the fast car.
Ultimately, it's just a dead end, a race you are absolutely guaranteed to lose.
So what's the alternative? Path 2 is tougher for sure, but it's where real growth happens.
This whole journey starts by turning inward. It's about accepting that the problem isn't out there. Psychologist Carl Jung had a name for this: individuation. It's about becoming your whole, true self. A huge part of this is facing those ghosts of unlived lives. You know, the what is. But you're not meant to mourn them. The idea is to learn what they represent and use it now. So when you see them side by side, the difference is just crystal clear. It's blame versus acceptance. And here's maybe the biggest takeaway. The choice isn't about finding a totally new life.
It's about building a more authentic one on the foundation you already have.
I love this metaphor. Are you going to demolish your house or start a really profound renovation?
So, that's the real question to leave you with. Demolition or renovation? The choice is yours.